board. Should be able to use a logistic population model to determine the initial population, determine a maximum population, determine a population in a specific year. Should be able to solve an exponential equation or equations, solve logarithmic equations, use the appropriate exponential logarithmic model to solve a story problem, like the decibels or the Newton's law of cooling or one of those guys. Should be able to use the properties of logs to expand a logarithm. And you should be able to solve financial story problems that include but are not limited to compound interest situation, APYs, annuities, loans. Right. Maybe the solving problem for a logarithm involves needing to condense. And I was able to trim a question by saying, justifying to myself that I can check to see if you can condense a logarithm in the side of the solving problem. I don't know, though. Maybe not. Any other clarifications on what to expect here? I think it's probably feels pretty standard of yeah, okay, that's what I would expect to have to do. Do you guys have questions, or you want to do an example of anything, or from homeworks, or 161 or 162? Yeah, let's take a look here. I mean, I'm sure I can do it. Let's grab that, and we'll just drop that in at the bottom or something. Bloop. So these ones here? Yep. Okay. It says find the present value of a loan with payments R for N years at interest rate R compounded 12 times per year. Okay. So I will probably use my TVM solver for this. So my N should be the K, which would be 12, times the N, which is 5. The I is just my interest rate. I'm going to leave the present value as 0 there. We'll replace that in a minute. My loan payment is $815.37. My future value is going to be 0 because it's a loan, right? You pay that down to 0. Compound or payments per year and compounds per year. I assume are both supposed to be 12. It doesn't say monthly payments, but I'm going to assume since we're compounding 12 times per year, we're paying 12 times per year.
P-Y is what?
Payments per year is compounds. Typically, they're the same. So I'll do alpha enter.
So when it talks about PMT, when it talks about loans, you use the PMT.
Yes. Because PMT is just short for payment, right? That's your payment. Present value, that's how much you would have borrowed in a loan setting. Mm-hmm. So here we're solving for the payment. So again, same kind of thing. So I'm going to start by my N is 12 times the number of years. Again, 12 is my K. The interest rate is 5.4. The present value is 18,000. I'm going to leave that payment at 0 for now. Future value is at 0. Compounding 12 times per year, so that's all looks good there. Alpha enter on payment. So 293.24. that feel okay, Joey?
Yeah, I just know. How did you like, get the answer? Like, how did it pop up?
So if you press alpha and then enter on the blank, it'll take all the other inputs and then spit out whatever one's missing. So it just, that's the way the solver's built.
Okay.
Like the programming of it, that's just how you use it.
What's the P/Y and C/?
So that's payments per year and compounds per year.
Oh, so you can always do the.
Well, it says it's compounded 12 times, and typically for a loan, you're paying every month. Now, it might say in the directions it happens like things are happening every quarter, or every week, or who knows. But it should be clear from the directions if it's something other than 12. In a loan situation, anyways, or an annuity situation, right? Those are the two things where like regular payments are being made. And it should be clear from the context of the problem what that regular payment schedule is.
Are we going to memorize all these equations?
Oh, heck no.
Okay.
Here, let me grab this real quick. I can show you the it's a legitimate thing to ask and for me to give you in advance. Oops. That, these. And drop that maybe right here. No, it didn't like that, did it? I'll move you out of the way. So this guy right here is the equation sheet that you'll get. So you can look at how it's formatted or whatever, and you can make sure that you're familiar with like what goes where in these equations. Like that part I won't give you, but like the equation itself, absolutely. So like an investment would be, let's go look at the story problems here. So find the future value accumulated in annuity after investing. So you have the investment annuity, as opposed to this, find the present value of a loan, is the loan annuity.
So when I use the calculator to do that?
Yes, you can use the calculator to do both of them.
Oh.
So the only difference is like in a investment situation, typically the present value is zero unless it states that you started with some balance in your account before you started saving. And the future value is what you're going to be usually looking for. In a loan situation, the future value is going to be zero and the present value is going to be whatever you borrowed. And then the payment is usually what we're looking for, kind of thing. Does that feel all right? Again, my suggestion to you, particularly if you're planning on using the TVM solver, which I think is a perfectly fine tool to use, do some practice with it on some of these, on some of these financial story problems, just to make sure that like you feel comfortable like pulling from the story the information to get it into your calculator and getting the calculator output correct answers on stuff. But in general, it's a really nice tool. It works really well. But again, you want to practice it to feel confident. Rely on it in a test setting. Or if you're like, Mr. Kulik, I'm just going to do it all by hand, like that's fine too, right? If you wanted to do some by hand and show me and have me check them or whatever, I'm happy to do that too if that's where you feel more comfortable,
So is there going to be like the decimals, pH, all that stuff?
Well, that would be this kind of guy, right? So just one of those type of problems.
Yeah.
Not like a bunch of them, but just like one of that type. What do you guys think? It's all right? Okay. Do you guys have any other questions or homeworks or You just need some time to look stuff over and you'd ask me individual stuff? Okay. Well, I'm going to stop talking and stop the recording and let you guys just kind of do your thing. As usual, if you run into something you need to talk about or ask questions about or whatever, like march your little happy butt on up here and ask away. I'm just going to be sitting here. I'm going to enter some grades for about 3 minutes, and there's going to be a lot of like twiddling my thumbs while I'm watching you playing your tablets, probably.
We're doing homework.
Okay, we're doing homework today. I love it. Make it happen, Captain.